Okay, so the numbers are in for month 2 of the pandemic. In this video, you're gonna find out all you need to know about the residential real estate market in Edmonton. Okay, so the information in this video is based on the 15th to the 15th of every month, so we can align with the time that the pandemic or the shutdown started, which was roughly March 15th. So last month was my first market update, pandemic month 1, and this is pandemic month 2. But before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that little bell so you don't miss out on videos I post weekly. Okay, so the information on the charts is a snapshot in time. And this data was taken from the 15th of April to May 15th from 2015 to 2020. And I compared it to the data from last month. So you're gonna see two colors on the chart, and the darker color is for May, from April 15th to May 15th. And the lighter color is the April data, which is March 15th to April 15th. So when we compare the data this way, we're gonna not only be able to compare that time frame over the last few years, but we're gonna be able to compare that same time frame month over month. So first up is single family homes. Looking at the sales data for May, which is the dark blue line, we can see that over the years in this time frame, sales have been relatively stable until this year, or this month. And if we're being honest, last month was also a big drop. Not surprising, as we found out last month, sales were down about 50% from what they normally are in that time of year. The same thing we see is happening in May. But when we compare April and May data against each other, we can see that sales actually improved in May. They went from 456 sales in April to 492 sales in May. So in this time frame, the median sold prices were pretty stable from 2015 to 2017, and then once we hit 2018, we started to see a steady decline. At the beginning of 2020, we probably thought that the median sold prices would be flattening out or maybe even improving, but due to the pandemic, we have seen a decline in the median sales price. But the good thing is that the month over month data, we did see an improvement. So in April 2020, the median sold price was $370,000 compared to May, where the median sold price improved to $372,750. Surprisingly, the sold to list ratio is higher than it was in 2019 during the same month. Last year, single family homes were selling for 96.8% of list price. And this last month, they were selling for 97.2% of list price, which though is slightly down from April, where they were selling for 97.4% of list price. As for median days on market, homes are still taking longer to sell as they did last month, but a little bit longer this month than they did in April. In April, things were selling in about 40 days on market, and now this last month, they're selling in about 46 days on market. Okay, so moving on to condos. Now this condo report is based on all condos in Edmonton. So still, when we compare the numbers from this year to last year, we're still quite a bit down on sales, with about half the amount of condos selling than they did the year before. But when we look at month over month, sales have improved a little bit. In April, we saw 170 condos sell, and this last month, we saw 182 condos sell. Fortunately, not such great news with the median sold prices. We are now at a new low since 2015 for this time frame. But these lower prices are probably a good indication of why sales are up. In April, the median sold price was $205,407. And in May, it dropped to $179,400. Now, it's important to keep in mind, this is the median sold price, not the median price for condos. Simply, that just means it's the median price that people are buying condos for, not the median price of all condos in Edmonton. So this new low for median sold price is also reflected in the sold to list ratio. The sold to list ratio is also at a new low over the last 5 years for this time frame. Last month, condos sold for 94.4% of list price compared to April, where condos sold for 97.2% of list price. But if you are one of the lucky people that sold, the median days on market didn't really increase that much. It went from 52 days on market in April to 56 days on market for May. So for pandemic month 2, things are still selling. Way less things are selling, but things are still selling. And I don't know if we can be terribly surprised that sales volume is down, considering they recommend that we all stay home. But there are still some people that need to buy and sell, whether they're recommending for us to stay home or not. And all realtors are taking the proper precautions to keep you safe. So during the first 2 months of the pandemic, that was before we started any of the relaunch phases. In the next monthly update, we're gonna see what's happened with the numbers after the first phase is implemented for the relaunch. I heard that phase 2, if everything goes well, may not be coming till mid-June. So then the month after that, we'll see how the numbers are affected by phase 2 of the relaunch. By phase 2, we're expecting sales volume to increase and the amount of homes for sale to increase as well. What does that mean for you? Well, if you're selling, there may be a better chance that your house is picked up by one of those buyers that are on the market. And if you're a buyer on the market and you haven't found what you want, there may be more options coming very soon. And if you are a buyer in the market, I can't stress enough that it is so important that you are pre-approved before going out to look at homes and that you have a job. Well, if you found this video to be helpful and you think somebody else might like it, go ahead and click that like button and share this video with your friends. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.